Zenless Zone Zero just finished maintenance for their 1.1 update, and today, I'm going to review the updates and whether or not I think this update made the gameplay better or worse. Back on July 24th, Zenless Zone Zero announced that they listened to the feedback from their fans and worked with the development team to create a better playing experience. They not only listed what to expect for 1.1, but also for 1.2 and 1.3, but today we're going to be talking about 1.1. There are four main features on PC and mobile that we will be reviewing today. One is the narrative experiences. The new story missions of 1.1 will allow us to interact with new Eridu's neighborhoods and fight through levels to advance the story's progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonist. 2. The manual chain attack button. In this mode, the game should give us the option to cancel the chain attack combo, and that stunning an enemy won't trigger other agents' chain attacks. 3. Shiyu Defense is getting a makeover. The game improved the display of enemies' attribute resistances, making it easier for players to select suitable agents for each challenge. And lastly, after unlocking a new agent, the Internox avatar of the agent will be automatically unlocked. I'm looking forward to changing my avatar to my favorite agents and seeing the poses and art styles they have them in. I will be rating each of the new features by two attributes. The first is accessibility, like how much more efficient and user-friendly the update is. And the second is impact, how the update affects the overall gameplay. But before we get into the video, if you enjoy ZZZ and like to stay up to date and informed on the game, consider subscribing to my channel or watching me on Twitch. Me and my community are always talking about how to optimize our agents, hyping each other up on our summons and dailies. Link to that will be in the description. With all that said, let's get into it. As soon as you load up the page, you're taken to your typical display with a bunch of notifications. Makes sense since there's all these new updates after all. Your Internox account and profile is on the top right corner as usual. Clicking on it, I saw that a lot more had changed than what the post had led me to believe. As stated in their announcement, all the agents that you unlocked are available to use as a profile picture. I love the art style and how it differs from the other styles we've seen in the main story. The characters aren't just the A and S ranks you pulled, but also the main characters given to you for just having the game, which is cool. On top of changing the profile picture, you can also edit your name card, where any cinema that you unlocked can also be featured here. Each background banner also gives you a synopsis of the character, what to do to unlock the banner, and a fun fact about them. A lot of these banners can be equipped by unlocking the mindscape of the characters. I didn't realize just how exposed some of the characters would look, but for my Sokaku-inspired profile, we're chillin'. You can also edit your signature onto the profile as well, which is cool for sending off messages to your friends on Internox. Besides that, you can still select your favorite agents at the bottom of the screen and have all of your other features remain the same. One last feature that I thought was cool is that you can have your friends look at your photo board. A nice touch if you want to show off your missions. All in all, as far as accessibility goes, all the features are in the right places and the framework is simple and easy to understand, so 10 out of 10 for being user-friendly. As for the impact, this change does give a higher level of personality that the profile was lacking before, so this is a very welcome change. High marks for impact as I'll be changing my Internox profile to show off my new agents as the time goes by. Now, let's get into the optional manual chain feature. The game will prompt you in the beginning what each of them mean exactly, and will warn you of the differences each time you change the toggle. First, let's discuss the chain attack with manual mode enabled. The feature is the same one that you're used to with no hidden gimmicks or changes in the features. If you've been enjoying the chain attacks happening on their own and forcing you to pick an agent before the timer runs out, then lucky for you, nothing has changed. You can enjoy the gameplay as you've always known it to be. Now, let's talk about what happens when we disable the manual chain attacks. To be honest, I was pleasantly surprised at how fluid and non-disruptive the change was. The chain attacks will still trigger as usual, but if you press down on the scroll wheel, the chain attack will cancel. It took a minute for me to see what the flashing icon was on the bottom of the screen. At first, I thought it was telling me to hit my mouse, but then I saw the yellow indication and it all made sense. On a scale of accessibility, the new update is nice. It's easy to use and not completely out of the way where you forget about it. I like that the game reminds me of what mode I'm currently in before I decide to change it. When talking about impact, the new change gives players that sweet control they've been craving. Timed events will probably be affected the most by this, as players can cut time or even try to charge up their agents more before landing that combo. This is a game changer for people who want more fluidity in their playstyle, so high marks for impact. Heading over to Scott Outpost, we can take a look at the enemy attribute changes in Shiyu Defense. Simply sign into the game mode as usual and select an area. When you click on the mission, very clearly you can see the enemy, the level, its weakness, and its resistances. No longer will you have to select another tab to figure out which agents are best for the mission. But that is not all. You still get details on the enemies you will be fighting, and even after you've gone through all of that data, when you choose the agents, there's another tab that will show you exactly the kind of enemy you're dealing with. This is so great for double-checking your team and making sure you're fully prepared for the mission ahead. For accessibility, it's 100 out of 10 for this one. This new feature practically makes the information about the enemies accessible through every step of the way. As for impact, if you were already someone to check thoroughly, this probably won't impact you much. But for some of us with shorter memory, this is a game changer for sure. One of the attributes I was looking forward to the most is the narrative experiences that were being updated in 1.1. As explained in the announcement, the new gameplay features can be seen most clearly by doing their new storylines. Currently, there are two: Jane Doe's story chapter, Uncover R&B, and Qingyi's agent story, The Case of the Missing Bamboo. To start these missions, you have to personally select them in the event section of the menu and press go. If you're doing Qingyi's, this will prompt you to the video archive section, and if you're doing Jane Doe's, you will be prompted to talk to Wise or Belle depending on who you chose as your avatar. In Undercover R&B, you get reintroduced to Zhu Yuan and Qingyi along with Public Security Officer Seth. After being told the mission at hand, the combat sequence begins, and I am thoroughly impressed and happy with this new playstyle. Not only does this new story mode teach you how to use the characters, but you get to interact with the world around you to progress the story, rather than have EOS move by TV screen monitors. This really adds a more intimate perspective and overall keeps the game lively and entertaining. The accessibility of this mode, however, is a little difficult if you're not checking your notifications, but after it's equipped, the rest of the gameplay is seamless. The impact that this narrative feature has is by far one of the best changes the game has to offer. It just feels a lot more immersive, which brings a whole new meaning to the immersive story mode indicator before starting the mission. So, what do you think of the new update? Any other things you're looking forward to from the developers? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see each other soon. Bye bye!